Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel.
Why Trillanes? Of the senators who were incumbent at the time, why was Trillanes selected as the negotiator for Aquino? And where did Trillanes get the influence over some authorities in Beijing in those days?
Yes, sir. I understand
That is
that
the puzzle to me.
he traveled to China 16 times, and during his last visit, the 16th visit, shortly, sir, but 2 days after, we lost this Scarborough Shoal.
Maybe he should explain to the nation how he got that kind of an influence to be able to reach out to the higher-ups in China. Not just anybody can talk to any member of the Politburo of China. He must have been a very influential person in China to be able to do his work as he did. And how did he acquire that influence? That is a mystery to me, Mr. President.
So with me, sir, I would say, so dapat one of these days, maybe the Filipino people should demand the truth.
They should
If
ask.
they cannot get it from the mouth of Trillanes, because maybe it would be a self-preservation thing, then at least some people in the foreign ministry, especially our ambassador at the time, Ambassador Brady, can explain, because as I understand from you earlier, he was not allowed by Trillanes to take notes. Alam mo kasi, sir, ganito yan para sa mamalaman ng mga taong Pilipino. Kagaya ngayon, nandito kami. Sa likod natin, yun yung mga yung ambassadors, pati mga stenographers, kumukuha ng record. So maybe I learned from you earlier na Trillanes did not allow him to take notes.
Ang problema ko diyan, Mr. President, bakit si Trillanes? Pangalawa, bakit binaypas niya yung embahada natin sa Beijing? At sa impresyon ko, pati si Del Rosario, nakalihim ng Foreign Affairs noon, ay binaypas din niya. Walang kamuang-muang si Del Rosario doon sa meeting na yun na tungkol doon sa pinag-usapan sa Beijing. Ngayon, at nasan na yung sulat naman ni Brady, dahil binigyan ako ni Del Rosario ng kopya, nawala marami kasi akong record, wala na akong panahon na tumingin doon sa aking lumkat doon sa aking mga records. Eh, nasa kanya yon, copy lang yung binigay sa akin eh. O, bakit wala sa Department of Foreign Affairs yung kasulatan na yun? Dapat nandun yun.
On files.
Official record yun eh.
You're correct, sir. Yun nga ang problema natin. There is a monkey wrench in arriving at the truth. And that is really what happened in the negotiations. And why, bakit nag-atras tayo? What prompted Aquino, or upon whose advice? Because I do not think that President Aquino would just decide on his own when he knows nothing about it, even the negotiations. So, Mr. Consino, who prompted him to arrive at that decision?
Tayo ang na-11. Pero yung na mag-itan between the Philippines and China, eh hindi naman nyo naman lang sinabihan yung China na, oy, tuparin mo naman yung kasunduan sapagkat yung Pilipinas sumunod eh. Bakit hindi ka sumusunod? Wala eh. Walang nangyaring ganun eh. Unang-una, kung basahin mo yung Mutual Defense Treaty, ang sinasakop lang nun kasunduan natin sa Amerika ay kung may atake sa ating mga fighter planes o ating mga barkong pandirigma sa Pasipiko, saka lang pwede nating gamitin yon. Pero ang sinabi ng Amerika sa amin nung pinag-uusapan namin yung amendment ng Military Bases Agreement, revision ng Military Bases Agreement, si Kissinger mismo ang kinausap ko, at saka si Rumsfeld, who was my counterpart. And later on, Armitage also, when he was here to negotiate for the extension of the military bases. Nasabi nila, yung West Philippine Sea or South China Sea is not a part of the treaty area of the Mutual Defense Treaty. Kung may mangyari sa West Philippine Sea between China and the Philippines, eh, hindi natin magagamit yung Mutual Defense Treaty. Although, pagkausap mo ang mga opisyalis ng Amerika, sasabihin, we will help you, we will protect you, we will come to your rescue. But when the nitty-gritty is there, hindi natin maasahan yan. Kaya, dapat, kausapin natin ng Amerika kung gusto nilang baguhin yung Mutual Defense Treaty. So, para kagaya ng NATO, automatic action ang gagawin nila kung talaga na pagkaroon tayo ng problema sa mga ibang bansa dito sa ating kapaligiran. Palagay ko, hindi sila papayag niyan.
I don't know what I said. I'm just a few months away from my presidency. But I'm really greatly worried about this situation because there will be a time that we will be looking towards the resources of the South China Sea or the West Philippine Sea. There will be a time that itong oil, gas, and everything, which you said run into billions, I do not have the figures, they might take an interest on that. And that is the time when I said that there will be a real problem. Not so much now. I might maybe keep silent about it.
Alam mo, Mr. President, ang pinag-uusapan natin talaga dyan, at ang bottom line nito ay kayamanan.
Yes.
Ang kayamanan na nandyan sa West Philippine Sea na yan, according to the best estimate, or rather, the proven reserves of oil and natural gas sa West Philippine Sea is 7 billion barrels of crude and 900 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. That's a very big quantity. That is already proven. It's there. Ang estimate ng China, kaya ganyan ang galaw ng China dyan, ay there is a potential of 130 billion barrels of oil in the West Philippine Sea. So with that amount or volume of wealth to be harvested, I doubt whether China will easily bow to anybody without asserting its rights over the area. Apart from the fact that to China, West Philippine Sea is a very strategic route. If that area is closed or controlled by America, Japan, or any other country, China in 2 months will wither away as a nation. They will have famine, riots, they will have no economy because 80% of their energy passes through the Strait of Malacca, through the West Philippine Sea or South China Sea to China. Or even Japan will suffer also if that is controlled by someone else. That's why China is very careful not to antagonize Japan because Japan has the capability. It's the number 2 naval power on this planet at the moment, second to America. And they have nuclear capability. Because the moment China controls the South China Sea, they can isolate South Korea and Taiwan and Japan. So it's a very delicate balancing effort in this area.
Alam mo, sir, I really see the problem, a serious problem in our hands. And it's quite comforting to me na malaman ko na ano ang totoo from your mouth. Because sabi ko, to me, you're the most authoritative Senate President ka noon. Alam mo ito lahat at dapat malaman ng taong bayan because hindi naman ako, I'm not talking about politics, I'm just talking about the behavior of some na tinitwist nila. So it could be just, I said, they want me to correct what is wrong. Ang problema niyan is the wrong started from them. So, ginagawa akong, sabi ni Quisa, niloko tayo. Kasi loko-loko ka. Bakit nagpaloko kayo? I hope that we would be able to weather any trouble with China now and in the future for as long as it is very dangerous for us to go into a kind of...
From where I sit, Mr. President, I think you will be able to handle it well in the manner you are doing it now. Because we lose more if we antagonize China. We have no choice except to negotiate with China. Assuming that there's no dispute about our right over exclusive economic exploitation of our West Philippine Sea asset. Still, we need foreign money to make it a source of wealth for the country. Now, our choice at that point will be either go to Europe and get technology and capital to explore and exploit the energy resources of our economic zone in West Philippine Sea, or deal directly with China. China is one of the best energy explorer now on the planet. In fact, I read some books which says that China now in engineering almost surpassed MIT in the quality of their graduates.
Massachusetts Institute of
They are
Technology.
very advanced already. So I think that as far as I'm concerned, we will not gain anything by antagonizing China. I'm not pro-China. I do not have any interest in China. But as a Filipino, I will take this position to protect my countrymen, to protect our core territory, to protect our economy. Maybe we can get better by talking with China instead of being aggressive.
I do not know if it was made clear to us at that time, but in none of my many visits to China, there was a talk, but it was not really translated into a concrete agreement that maybe China and the Philippines can exploit the resources in the seabeds together. This was not clear to me at the time. It might be into the present agreements now below, but as an agreement between heads of state, there was no guarantee. It's the companies down below. But when it comes to a matter of the interest of a country, you can always disregard everything down, and you have to protect yours first.
Mr. President, China is involved in energy development and production in Africa, in many parts of Africa. I think they're in that former colony of Portugal there.
Ghana? Ghana?
No. That's in the western side of Africa. And then they're also in Nigeria. They have plenty of interest in Africa. Why can't we not deal with them, with China? We are in this region. Realistically, we cannot ignore China. We have to deal with China. Instead of making China as a foe or irritate China, why don't we befriend China without surrendering our rights? We befriend China because we are Orientals. We understand each other. Eh, yung malampayo lang, hindi natin alam kung totoo yung mga ginagawa na kasosyo natin dun eh. Eh, that's yun.
Well, maybe I will just ignore my critics.
That's the best thing, Mr. President.
So to
Pabayaan mo na lang sila na
derail me from my official duties, and I will just say that well, after talking to Senator Enrile, you guys have become irrelevant to me.
After all, Mr. President, you're only responsible to the Filipino people.
Correct, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're not responsible to any specific person for your foreign policy.
Yes, sir.
Yours is to protect the interest of the nation and its people in the best way you can.
Sir, you know, it's noteworthy to say that alam mo, they used to drive fishermen away, fisher folks along the coastal ranges of the Philippines. Nung nagtapos kami, sir, na nag-usap, in mga visits ko sa China, they allowed fishing. So they were allowed to enter, except in some prohibited areas, especially the lagoon there, in the middle of the sea. Hinahayaan na lang muna inana nila tayo. They never did anything that was provocative or anything punitive against our fishermen. I don't know now, because maybe the line is becoming clear that we are more, not really forceful, but a little bit stronger now in our dealings with them. But I would like to assure, I said to China, I assure you guys that nothing of a sort of a placing their arms against you. Even if we put our entire Navy ships there, we will not start a war because we cannot afford it. I was just being frank to everybody. And China understood us. And that is why there's no, I said when the pandemic started, I knew right away the problem. The problem is we do not have it. We do not manufacture it. So I called President Xi. Sabi ko sa kanya na Mr. President, we do not have the resources. We have not reached that sophisticated level of technology to do a mass manufacture of vaccines right away, and even to find one. Sabi ko, wag mo lang kaming kalimutan. And he said, yes, of course, we are friends. So he said, I'll send you. So the first vaccines that arrived in the Philippines were donated by China. And now these idiots in the other side, para bang sinasabi, lumunod, I kneel down before China because of the I asked help from China. So I said, look,
Sa
Ay,
totoo
ay.
lang, sa totoo lang, Mr. President, kagaya nung sinabi ko na pag kung titingnan ninyo, ang China, ang kino-question lang niya sa atin, yung claim natin doon sa West Philippine Sea. They do not question yung core territory natin na binakuran na natin under the UNCLOS. Rine-recognize nila yan. Pati yung Benham Rice, hindi nila pinagkikialaman yun. Sapagkat sa kanilang paningin, against everybody on this planet, they discovered all of these islands themselves ahead of time, just like the Europeans discovering Asia and Western Hemisphere in the past. Yun ang kanilang position. Kaya, we leave the problem there and then talk to them friendly in order that we can get a better deal with China. We have to deal with China. We cannot afford to antagonize China.